It took them 20 years to start World War I, to cause the first Great Depression, and by 1933, this country became officially bankrupt when they signed the Emergency Banking Act of 1933. On June 4th, 1963.
So what did you ask for? No taxes, no income taxes?
I'm asking for the same thing Kennedy wanted, which was a silverback currency and to get away from the Federal Reserve. Kennedy signed a presidential executive order on June 4th of '63. They killed him the following November. The Federal Reserve was behind the Kennedy assassination because he tried to get away from the bank. Anytime you try to get away from the bank and you try to issue your own currency, you get killed. Abraham Lincoln was killed for the same reason. He issued $400,000 worth of greenbacks, which was not a centralized backed currency, from the New York bankers, and they killed him too.
The only one successful. Yeah, they tried to kill him.
Why do we want to end these guys? Because they're trying to end us. So we're either going to end the Federal Reserve, or the Federal Reserve is going to end America. That's true. You want to know what the biggest threat to national security is? Is that corporation right there, and that's all it is. It's a corporation. It's not part of the government. It never was.
You filming?
Big jump.
All right. I know Joey wants to say some things. Here comes Joey Fuller.
Thank you. Yes. I just want to officially welcome everyone to our End the Fed protest today on this beautiful Saturday in Nashville, Tennessee.
Yay!
It is reassuring to know that there are protests like this going all across America, whether it's 5 to 10 folks or 50 to 100 folks, in front of all the Federal Reserve banks across America, in front of state capitals, in front of local banks. People are waking up to the idea that you can't have prosperity when it's based on a debt-based currency. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of division. The choice of Obama or Romney has a lot of people discouraged. It's not much of a difference there, and people are getting fed up and they want real answers. And I think it's up to us individuals, the growing alternative media, to provide those answers. And we're going to provide those answers in a educational way, because before we can have real change in this country, we've got to change the philosophy. And unfortunately, currently our philosophy is just buy more, print more, and rely on the government to bail you out. I think everyone here doesn't want handouts. Everyone here wants the government out of their purses and wallets.
That's right.
Everybody here wants the TSA out of their pants.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone here wants a free America. And I just want to thank everyone for coming out today.
Yeah.
America! They are not all powerful like people think. People think that they have these secret robots and they control your brains and the TV and the whole media, and yeah, they influence the media with their money, but they don't have the ability to do this anymore. Wall Street investors don't believe them anymore. Go check CNBC. They're laughing at QE3. QE3 is a freaking joke, and everybody knows that means the Federal Reserve is out of options. Now they're like, what are we going to do, QE4? And then jokingly, Maria Bartiromo yesterday on CNBC said, well, unlimited QE3, they don't even need to do QE4. It's going on forever. But yeah, they're taking $40, $70 billion a month and just giving it to whoever wants it. And that's going to, and their stated policy goal is to inflate the currency supply so that it's cheap to pay off debt. I mean, think about it. That's Zimbabwe economics is what that is. And we're in serious trouble, and that's why we're all out here today fighting, because we don't want to live in an environment where our money's turned into toilet paper. That's right. But the good news is, it's not as bad as people make it sound. The moral authority's on our side. The analysts on CNBC now agree with us. We've been proven right. We've been doing this for so many years. How many years have we been coming out here, some of us? And back in the day, there was no hope. There was no hope. And everything's changed. It's much easier now.
Bob Corker, 4 years ago, voted for the big banker bailout that gave $700 billion of my money, your money, your kids' money, and your grandkids' money to failed big banks and insurance companies. That really upset me. And it should upset you, because that's big government at its worst. And then 2 years later, we sent a bill to the United States Senate to audit the Federal Reserve. How do you think Mr. Corker voted?
He voted no.
He voted to not audit the Federal Reserve. He voted to keep your money a secret from you that he spent. So last year, one of my big three things against Corker: one, the big banker bailout; two, he voted to not audit the Federal Reserve. And the third thing is he voted for the National Defense Authorization Act, which says in sections 1021 and 1022 that any U.S. citizen that commits a belligerent act can be arrested by our military and held indefinitely without a trial, without a lawyer, without a phone call.
There goes America.
That kind of legislation is dangerous. It destroys the Constitution. It destroys our Bill of Rights within the Constitution. It is an attack against us. It's a dangerous legislation. It's got to be repealed. Without repealing it, we're in trouble if we don't do that.
How come whenever people get bailed out of jail, but whenever corporations get bailed out, they get money?